Hello and welcome to the Versatile Artist. One of my biggest goals and challenges at the same time is developing a sustainable work-life balance. Having been my own boss for most of my adult life, the lines between leisure time and working hours are very often a little too blurred. I have noticed that now that a lot more people are working from home, like I have been doing for many years, that a lot of employed people are similarly affected like I am. And that's why I wanted to make a video discussing those things and finding solutions, because it is much harder to actually switch off at the end of the day when the rooms are the same. It is a blessing and a curse at the same time, definitely. I mean, I've always loved working from home because I know about myself that I'm much more efficient when I'm working in an environment that is comfortable, where I can actually prepare a meal for myself for lunch. The whole thing makes me much more productive. But this being more productive is also the curse in disguise, because for me it's much harder to find the time on a day to just say stop and really call it a day. I tend to peek at my emails in the evenings or on the weekends, or I pick up a work-related call when the children are finally in bed and I could actually retire to the sofa and relax and maybe watch something or read a book. Brené Brown shares in her book Braving the Wilderness that those who are the most compassionate have boundaries of steel. That really hit me hard. The most compassionate have boundaries of steel. That made me think about my own boundaries. I mean, they're more like mercury. They're rather flexible because I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want to think people can't rely on me. I don't want to hurt people. But who do I disappoint? Who do I let down when I corrupt my leisure time by letting work penetrate into the time that I should use to relax and recharge? Me. Right. Not exactly a good choice, is it? If we don't look after ourselves, who will? The Danes have been declared for many, many years over and over again to be the happiest people in the world. And one of the reasons is that they actually live a balanced life. Hobbies, family, friends, all these things are very important in their life, and it's ingrained in their culture, in their society. Hardly any Dane spends more than 34 hours per week at work. A few weeks ago on a Friday late afternoon, I suddenly noticed that I couldn't really concentrate anymore, and that was after I had worked for 3 weeks in a row, including all the weekends. So I didn't have one day off in these 3 weeks, and I suddenly noticed that, or it felt like that, my brain was all drained and I felt incredibly exhausted. And I realized that I had shifted to a path that was definitely not healthy anymore, and I knew that I would have to make changes. I had to do something immediately to put myself back on a path that would keep me healthy and would keep my mind sane and myself happy. Today I want to share with you 5 very easy steps that can be incorporated and maintained even when it doesn't feel possible. And they shouldn't just be an emergency measure. They should be included on a very regular basis. And that's why I kept them very simple, because I know myself, if there are too many different steps, then I turn it into a kind of program which can then stress me out again. So it kind of misses the target. So keeping it simple is my mantra here. Go offline. As soon as it's Friday night, I now keep myself away from any kind of social media, from emails. I don't pick up any work-related phone calls. I mean, they can leave a message. I'm not working in an area where it's about life or death. I will still read my text messages, so in the worst case scenario, yes, they can send me a message and I can then decide whether it's really that important. I won't get an Oscar or a Golden Globe or an Emmy or whatever for picking up such an oh so important phone call. I mean, it's another story if Shonda Rhimes or Steven Spielberg or Richard Linklater call, of course. Reading for entertainment. Find a book that you really actually enjoy, not something you think you should read for whatever reason, whether it's on a list of books that you think that you have to have read or it's to gain some knowledge. Really enjoy it and immerse yourself in that book. It's a very special time when you read because it creates this very particular situation, because this experience is exclusive to you. It's just between you as the reader and the written word. It's quite intimate and it's very special. It does things to your brain nothing else can do for you. Go outside, whether it is for a walk or even a run. You have heard me multiple times talking in my videos about the benefits of spending time outside and moving outside. It's incredibly beneficial for creativity and also for mindfulness. I'm an avid advocate of spending time outside on a regular basis, especially walking. I think I take that from my late grandmother, and it was very precious to her, and now it's precious to me. Listen to your body and nurture it. I felt desperate for a facial the other weekend. Nothing fancy, just a little bit of me time and a homemade face mask slapped on my face, lying down for 15 minutes and closing my eyes and do nothing. If you're not a workaholic like I am, then you might not appreciate why it is so hard for me to allow myself these 15 minutes to do nothing. I actually feel quite cheeky when I do that. And I am fully aware that I still have to do a lot of work on the art of doing nothing. But where there is determination, there is growth. And feel free to borrow this quote from me. Play. Granted, when you have children, it's more likely that you will find yourself entangled in a hide and seek, where there's a dragon involved and some roaring when the person who was hiding was found. But a lot of adults actually have forgotten how to play, and many believe they can't enjoy it. I was very much one of them. I was a very serious grown-up from very early adolescence onwards. And play was merely a distraction I couldn't need in my life. I had no time for it, and I really had to learn playing again. I really had to learn it. Playing pushes you back into the moment. It changes your breathing. It actually produces all these happiness hormones that make you feel better, that make you relax and boost you at the same time. I would love to hear from you how you are dealing with busy and stressful times. Let me know down below in the comments. I really love to read them. We'll see each other next week. Take care, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay creative. Bye bye.